What is up? It's your boy SimD'sReviews. I'm back here with yet another video. And today's video is going to be about, today's video is going to be my Q&A number 2. I told you guys I was going to do another Q&A because I got to 220 subscribers. So this is going to be my Q&A number 2. I have all my questions typed out on my laptop right here. And for my new subscribers, I will giving you all shout outs, and that's on my phone right here. So, I know I said I was going to do another Q&A probably at like 280, 260 or 280, something like that. I'm scratching that. I'm going to do another Q&A every 100 subscribers. So, when I get to 300, I'll do another one. If I get to 400, I'll do another one. I get to 500, so on and so forth. You guys get the gist of that. So I'm going to be doing that if it happens. Again, Super is over, so I haven't really decided what I'm going to do yet with the channel, how I'm going to go about changing the channel up, if I'm going to, go about changing it up. I'm probably just going to just do reviews, just reviews in general. But we'll figure all that out. So let me get to the shoutouts because there are a lot more new subscribers. There's a lot more new subscribers. So let's get to the shoutouts. Shout out to Juice Neck. Shout out to Gamer Geek. Shout out to Donatello Johnson. Shout out to Chris Martin 16CM. Shout out to all of you guys. Like I've said before in the past, I know there's more subscribers than that because I've looked at my subscriber list. So if you didn't get a shout out from me, that's because I can't see your name on my subscriber list. So if I can't see your name on my subscriber list, I can't shout you out. So what you need to do is you got to go to your settings. You got to make sure that I can see your name. Your name is visible to me, my channel. Once your name is visible, I'll be able to see your name and I'll give you a shout out. Like I've said before in the past, I've shouted out, as far as I know, I've shouted out every single subscriber on this channel. So if it were up to me, I would continue to do that, but you guys have to hit your settings up and make yourself visible. So if you make yourself visible, you'll get a shout out from me next week or whenever my next video is. Because like I said, I might go on like a week and a half, maybe 2-week hiatus to figure out what I'm going to do with the channel. But I will be back. I will update you. There's no way I'm just going to do this video and then be done forever and just like not update you guys. So shout out to all you guys. Welcome to the SimDCsReviews family. I hope you enjoy my content. I hope you continue to enjoy my content. Hope you come back for more. I hope you hit that little bell so that you guys get my content early. And yeah, shout out to all you guys. You guys are part of the SimDCsReviews family. You guys are not just subscribers. You guys are actual family members. So you officially have, let me see, that's 4 shout outs. 228 brothers and sisters in the SimDCsReviews family. So welcome to the family. Again, I hope you enjoy the content. I hope you stay for more. Shout out to you guys. So let's start this Q&A off with my good friend, brother, Willie Burton. Willie Burton asks, what's your most interesting thing you learned in your college major? The most interesting thing I've learned in my college major. Well, I majored in crime, law, and justice, and I also majored, well, I didn't major, but I also have a degree in sociology. If I had to say the most interesting thing I learned in crime, law, and justice, probably be something like racketeering. I'm not going to get into what racketeering is, but that's probably one of the most interesting things I learned in that field. Also, what else did I learn? I mean, there's so many things I could talk about. Just various laws, copyright infringement laws, publishing laws, and just there's so many different things that you learn in crime, law, and justice. So yeah, that's probably the most interesting thing. Probably racketeering though. That's probably the most interesting thing I learned about. I mean, there's thousands of things that I learned in crime, law, and justice, but that's just what stands out to me. That's what pops in my head first. So probably that. Willie Burton has another question. His second question is, what fascinated me with my major in college? Well, I've always been into law. I just always been in the law. Ever since I was in like middle school. When I was in middle school, I really don't want to tell you like a full length of the story, so I just give you like the gist of it. So I was in this like camp called Gear Up, right? It was this camp that we had it called Gear Up. And, and I went there, and in the inner city where I'm from, there was like a lot of shootings and, a lot of people getting killed, on a weekly basis. And me and this guy got into an argument. Now, at this point, I'm like 13. Like, I'm young. I'm 13, 14 years old. So, like, me and this guy got into an argument. We're arguing about it and, like, how to fix the problems and so on and so forth. So, basically, we argued for, like, an hour. And the guy says to me, when it's all said and done, the guy's like, "You're really sharp, kid. You ever thought about being a lawyer?" And I was like, "Yeah, I kind of thought about that a little bit." And so he shakes my hand, he passes me on the back, he gives me his card, he says, if you ever want to talk more about law and stuff like that, give me a call. I'm like, okay. So I take his card, right? So he leaves, and the dude who's like the counselor at the camp, he's like, "Yo, do you know who that is, man?" And I'm like, "Nah, who's that?" I'm thinking nothing of it, just some guy that randomly came and argued, right? So he was like, "Yo, that's the district attorney, bro." He was like, "So, like him giving you them props, that's something real. Like, that's the district attorney." So ever since that day, like, I've been really into law like that. And that's why I applied for the CIA. Something else, I don't know what's going to happen with that. You guys will be updated if I get into the CIA. I applied for 2 jobs, CIA special agent and polygraph examiner. One of them's in Washington, D.C. The other is in Los Angeles, California. So if that happens, that happens. You guys will be updated about it. But thanks, Willie Burton, for your questions. Next question. King Cold asks, how do you feel about my son becoming the MVP of the Tournament of Power? And also, who do you feel is DC's most underrated villain? Well, Frieza become the MVP of the tournament. I mean, technically, he didn't become the MVP. I will give him his props though because he was a good factor in 17 becoming the MVP. In other words, if it wasn't for Frieza and Goku, working together to take Jiren out, who knows what would have happened. He was getting whooped throughout the tournament though, King Cole. He was, but again, shout out to Frieza because Frieza did come through in the clutch at the end. So that's how I feel about that. Also, DC's most underrated villain. Most underrated villain for DC? I don't know. That's a good question. Probably, I won't say he's underrated. He's just not really talked about too much. So I'll say probably like Owlman. I'll say Owlman. And the reason why I'm saying Owlman is because that's like basically, he's Batman, basically. He's his brother. In certain realities, he's his brother. Not all realities, but you guys get what I'm saying. Thomas Wayne Jr. in certain realities, but you guys know there's all different universes and all that stuff. So I'll say Owlman because I really like the dynamic of the two. Also, what's his name too? Hush. I like Parasite. There's so many, man. There's so many DC villains that are underrated. But I'll say Owlman and I'll say Hush, and I'll also throw in Parasite up there too. Thanks for your questions, King Cole. Next question from Vikram Sandhu. What country or place would you like to visit if you got a chance to? Country or place I would like to visit? Probably Dubai. I've always wanted to go to Dubai. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful place. I've always wanted to go there. My girlfriend wants to go to what's it called? What's that place called? It's an island, like in the islands. Oh my gosh, I can't think of it. I can't think of it right now. But for me, probably Dubai. That's probably where I want to go. So thanks for your question, Vikram. Next question comes from Infinite J. Infinite. Hold up. I'm bugging. Infinite J asks, how do you think the Tournament of Power would have panned out if the gods are participating? And what's your favorite food you like to eat? If the gods participated in the Tournament of Power, I think Universe 7 would have still won. I think everything would have been the same, except obviously the gods are introduced. So I've said this before in the past. I think Beerus is the strongest god of destruction. I think he is, and I think he's stronger by a lot. Because in the manga, if you haven't read the manga, spoiler alert, but in the manga, they do have an exhibition match with all of the gods before the actual tournament. And I mean, obviously you know this. I'm pretty sure you know this, but Beerus was handling 11 gods of destruction. Like, he was handling them. So 11 other gods, and he was by himself. They all coming at Beerus, and he's by himself. So I think 7 would have still won. It wouldn't have changed nothing, but just added the fact of the gods being in there. I think Beerus is the strongest god of destruction, and I think he's stronger by a good margin. So that's why I think would happen if they participated. What's my favorite food? My favorite food, there's so many. Pizza, macaroni and cheese. We see chicken, obviously chicken, man. It's blazing. I love pudding, vanilla pudding specifically. Snickers bars, stuff I shouldn't eat, but when I have a cheat day, I eat. Yeah, that's that, man. Those are my favorite foods. Macaroni and cheese probably tops because my dad makes phenomenal macaroni and cheese. So macaroni and cheese is probably top one. Thanks for your questions, though, Infinite J. Nicholas Morton asks, will you do YouTube videos still? What content will you bring us since Dragon Ball Super is over? I plan on doing YouTube videos. I do not know what the future holds, though. Nicholas, I don't know what the future holds. But I'll figure that out, and I will update I'll update all you guys on what's going to happen since Super is over. Now, Super isn't over technically. It's coming back. So let's say I went on a hiatus for months. Now, this probably will not happen, but let's say it did happen. If Super came back, I would come back and make sure I cover Super again. You know what I'm saying? But I might expand into different things. Originally, this channel was going to be for DC content only. But one day, I watched Dragon Ball Super, and it pissed me off so much, and I had to rant about it. And I got a lot of love for that video. So when I did that video, I got a lot of views, a lot of likes, whatever. And I decided, well, maybe I should add Dragon Ball to the channel too. And that's what happened. So from that point forward, I did a Dragon Ball review every single week from that point forward. So that actually started right after the Return of Frieza arc. So I skipped Battle Gods in the Return of Frieza arc on purpose because we already saw the movies, pertaining to those arcs. So I was like, all right, I'm going to skip those. I'm not going to do any reviews on those. And then right after that, that's when I started doing Dragon Ball reviews. So that's why I'm here now. That's how I got here now. But I'll let you know, and I'll update all of you guys on what exactly is going to happen with the channel going further. So thanks, Nicholas Morton, for your questions. Next questions. A lot of questions from James Ward. And I'll say this, James Ward, you don't have to apologize for asking me questions. This is a Q&A. Feel me? So I'll say that. But yeah. Now, what else, before I even get into this, if this starts running really, really long, I might cut it and just do a part 2 to the Q&A. But it might not, and if it doesn't, then it doesn't. But I might just do a part 1 and part 2 to the Q&A. So everyone who questions don't get answered, but again, I don't know if I'll do it or not right now. I don't know if I'm going to cut it. But if your questions don't get answered, you will get answered in part 2. So, First question from James Ward. How do you think you got successful on YouTube? I don't know. You guys. That's it. You guys. I don't even consider myself really successful, so to speak. I have 233 subscribers, or 232 through 233, somewhere around there. Which I'm happy about. I'm happy with everybody who subscribes to the channel. I'm not asking for 1 million subs. I'm not asking for that. If I got there, that'd be great. It'd be phenomenal. I'm happy about it. But as far as I'm concerned, the important people are the ones who are here right now. So you guys are why I'm successful. That's question 1. Question 2. You talk about your girlfriend a lot. How long have you been with her, and will she ever see the family meeting us? LOL. I've been with my girlfriend for almost 10 years. On August 29th, it'd be 10 years me and her have been together. We started dating my junior year in high school. Will she ever meet you guys? I don't know. It's up to her. I have no idea. She doesn't like being on camera and stuff like that. But that's up to her. I don't know. Maybe. I tried to tell her. I've tried to get her into making a joint channel, but she doesn't want to do that. So, and she's into stuff like this too. She's like big into comics. Not comics. She's not big into comics. She's big into certain things. Like she loves Harley. Most girls do. But she loves Batman as well. So she kind of like I put her on to certain things. Like she loves Justice League the animated series. She loves Batman the animated series. She loves Young Justice. Like she watched funny thing. She watched Young Justice before I did. I didn't get into Young Justice like that until after she watched the entire series. She didn't watch the entire series. She watched the first season or two. And I wasn't really into Young Justice like that. I watched it here and there, but I wasn't like big into Young Justice. But she watched it. She watched that series before I did. So she was into it before me. And Young Justice is one of the best DC animated series out, at least in recent history. So she actually kind of somewhat put me on Young Justice, even though I watched it before her. I watched it before her, but I wasn't really into it before her like that. She watched the whole first season before I even finished the whole first season. So, but yeah. So who knows? I don't know if she'll meet y'all. Question number 3. Would you ever consider doing top 10 videos like top 10 Batman the animated series episodes? Yes, I would definitely consider doing that. But like I've told you guys before, I'm very busy most of the time. Most of my time off pertains to going to the gym. Either I'm studying or I'm doing something. So if I were to put a top 10 video together, it probably wouldn't be like other people's top 10s. Like most people's top 10s on YouTube be like, show slides or clips from the episodes and stuff like that. I wouldn't be able to edit and do all that stuff. I probably wouldn't be able to do that. It would probably just be me standing here just like this. Oh, episode number 10 is blah, 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 and why. But I don't know. I have no idea if I would be able to do that. I would definitely consider it, though. I would love to do something like that, but just time. Question 4. Who's winning, Marvel or DC? That's an easy one for me. Believe it or not, it's DC. Now, I know people are going to say, Marvel's clearly beating them. No, Marvel's beating them at the box office for movies. In every other category pertaining to comic book entertainment, DC is beating Marvel. There's no question about it in my mind. None. Comics, murder. Television, murder. And animated movies, decapitation. They're killing them in all those categories. Now, Marvel is beating DC right now in like the big screen. Like obviously like the big movies making billions of dollars at the box office, so on and so forth. They're beating them right now in that, but they're losing in every other category in my opinion. All I'm going to say is Dark Knight's Metal number 6. Phenomenal. If you haven't read Dark Knight's Metal number 6, you make sure you go either pick it up or you buy it digitally. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. What happens, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but what happens between Batman, the Batman that laughs, and the twist on who helps Batman fight the Batman that laughs, it's phenomenal. It just came out. It's phenomenal. They're killing it right now. So, yes, definitely DC, in my opinion, is winning. The animated, bruh, as far as I'm concerned, Batman Under the Red Hood, as far as I'm concerned, it's my favorite DC animated movie of all time. As far as I'm concerned, Batman Under the Red Hood is better than every Marvel DC anime movie ever. I mean, every Marvel anime movie ever made, as far as I'm concerned. Now, that's just my opinion. As far as I'm concerned, it's better than every single Marvel anime movie ever made. Ever. So, that's just me. And so is, what's it called? I can't believe Mask of Phantasm. There are oh my gosh, there's so many. Even Suicide Squad Hell to Pay that just came out was pretty dope. I want to say it's better than every Marvel movie, but it's pretty dope. I enjoyed it. I liked it. So yes, DC in my opinion is winning. What's the next question? Do you deal with politics? And if so, are you Democrat or Republican? I do deal with politics somewhat. I'm in the field of law, so I kind of have to deal with politics in a way. And also I'm trying to get a job in the CIA, so I'm a realist, I'll say that. I wouldn't say I'm a Democrat or a Republican. I would say I'm a realist. I just try to keep it real all the time. And I would say I lean more towards the liberal side, but I can't say I'm a liberal or a Democrat. I can't say I am because I'm a realist. There's stupid things that both sides do. It's just that simple. I'm not going to get all into it, but to me, there are dumb things that both sides do. What's the next? Have you ever considered joining another YouTube community, like linking up with another group? No, I've never considered. I feel like if you got to do something, you got to do it yourself. If you want to get something done, you got to do it yourself. I don't like depending on other people. So, no, I have not. Top 5 favorite movies. Top 5 favorite movies. Godfather Part 1 and Part 2 are tied for number 1. The Count of Monte Cristo, the 2002 version, is one of my favorite movies. So that's 2. And no order except The Godfather. No order except The Godfather. So Count of Monte Cristo is number 2. Number 3, The Wood. Number 4, Aladdin. It's my favorite Disney movie. Number 5. Gosh, there's so many. Number 5. Damn, man. I'll just... Number 5, I don't know. There's so many movies, guys. Like, I'll just say The Dark Knight. I'll say The Dark Knight. It's probably not number 5, but if I did a top 20 favorite movies, it's just interchangeable. Like, I love so many good movies out there. But The Godfather Part 1 and Part 2 are definitely my favorite movies of all time. And I'd say Part 2 slightly more than Part 1. I think Part 2 is better than Part 1. That's just me. By a little bit. But that's my favorite one. If Ben Affleck leaves DC, who should take over as Batman? Scott Adkins. No question about it. Scott Adkins, first of all, looks a lot like Ben Affleck. Looks like a younger Ben Affleck. Number 1. Number 2, Scott Adkins is an actual martial artist. So Scott Adkins could actually play Batman. He could be Batman. He's an actual martial artist. If y'all have not seen Undisputed, Boyka, Ninja, if y'all haven't seen those movies, go watch those movies and watch. Matter of fact, you don't need to do it. Just type in YouTube Scott Adkins best fight scenes. What else? What else? Universal Soldier that just came out maybe a couple months ago. The new Universal Soldier movie. Scott Adkins is a problem, and he could fight. Like, he's an actual martial artist. His ninja franchise movies are like basically a blueprint of Year One, Batman Year One, when he actually goes and trains. Like, I'm not saying they are Year One, but when he trains to become Batman, Scott Adkins ninja movies kind of remind me of Year One a little bit. So, but yeah, Scott Adkins definitely. And like I said, he looks like a younger Ben Affleck to me. I could see something like Batman dies, and the DCU, he dies, but what happens is he falls in a Lazarus pit. Ooh, and then he, at the after credit scene, he rises up and he's like going crazy because the Lazarus pit makes you go crazy. He's going crazy, but like they pan up and it shows his face and he's younger. And Scott Adkins. So I could see them pulling something like that off. But definitely Scott Adkins. And Warner Brothers needs to start listening to comic book fans such as myself and various others. Because if they did, they would have so much better things going on with their series and their companies and their movies and whatnot. But they don't. So, but yeah, Scott Adkins. If Ben Affleck left. Favorite Power Ranger and why? Red Ranger, no question. Funny thing is, Red Ranger is my favorite Power Ranger, and the Red Ranger is also the reason why red is my favorite color. Because the Red Ranger is always the leader, and even as a little 6-year-old, I was watching Power Rangers, even as a little 6-year-old, and I always had the leader mentality, always, and that's the reason why red is my favorite color. And Jason. Cause let's keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Jason is the best Ranger. Tommy is the most popular Ranger, and that's why people think Tommy's the best. Jason's the best Ranger. He is. Jason beat Tommy. It's that simple. When Tommy was green with evil, who beat Tommy? Jason did. Not only that, but Jason has he's the only one to beat Tommy. He's the only one to beat Tommy. Outside of Tommy beating himself. When he had the little clone, the evil clone. Outside of that, he's the only one to beat Tommy. Also, funny thing, how funny is it that Tommy later on becomes what? The Red Ranger. Because he's the leader. The Red Ranger's the leader. Even though Tommy kind of took over the leader role, kinda, he really never was the leader when he was the White and the Green Ranger. But also, I see that you wrote Shattered Grid up here. Shattered Grid, look. What? If you guys haven't read the Boom Power Rangers comics, you guys need to read. Man, y'all need to read these comics, man. Shattered Grid. The trailer for Shattered Grid looks dope. First of all, it looks dope. Number one. Number two. The whole Lord Drakon saga is. Oh, you guys gotta read this stuff, man. Like, I'm telling you guys, if you guys haven't been reading, y'all gotta start reading it. But yeah, I'm gonna start reading. I'm gonna read Shattered Grid, and I'm gonna keep following Shattered Grid because that trailer alone got me hyped for it. But yeah, Red Ranger is my favorite Ranger. Who's your favorite Robin and why? My favorite Robin, believe it or not, is actually Damian. I know a lot of people hate Damian. I love Damian. I think Damian is a dope Robin. First of all, Damian to me is a fusion of all the other Robins combined. So Damian has, the intelligence of Tim, the brashness of Jason, and the fighting ability of Dick. He, to me, is a combination of all of them. Not only that, but he's actually Bruce Wayne's actual blood son. Not saying that there's anything wrong with his adopted sons, but he's his blood son. He's the closest thing to Bruce Wayne that we're ever going to get outside of Bruce Wayne himself. So, to me, Damian is my favorite. He's my favorite Robin. I just love Damian. Ever since after Robin Rises, when he got his powers and everything, when he got the Superman powers and stuff, like I loved Damian. I don't know why. I just love Damian. Oh, his last question, James Ward's last question. I love how you go after trolls. What makes you face them head on? I'd probably be upset and even comment back and wouldn't even comment back. What makes you go? I just don't care. Like, and I know, seriously, I just don't care. Like, I know a lot of people say they don't care about things. Like, oh, I don't care, but they really do care. Like, it always makes me laugh when someone comes to the channel and is like, I'll say something on a video and they'll be like, who cares if this, that, and the third happens? And I'm just in my head like, you care because you commented. Like, that doesn't make sense. But with these guys, these trolls on the channel, I really seriously don't care. Like, I just don't care about what you have to say. Like, if you're coming to this channel with negativity, you're nobody to me. Like, I mean this with the utmost disrespect. You're nobody to me. You don't exist. I will literally let these trolls, I'll let them write an entire book. I'll let them write the whole plot synopsis of the entire Harry Potter franchise, and then I'll just delete their comment just so that they wasted their time writing all of it. I'll just do it. Like, it amazes me. I just don't care. And that's to me, that's how everybody should go after trolls. Just don't even bother with them. Let them get their little 15 minutes of fame and then just erase them. Like, I've started telling people, like, all the trolls are coming like, delete your channel, you're an idiot, you're stupid. And I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm an idiot. How could you call me an idiot when you don't even know me? You don't know my knowledge. You don't know my educational background. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, it's stupid. That's how I could go up against the trolls, because they don't matter to me. They don't exist. That people told me to delete my channel, like, and I'm gonna do it because you were mad and you came on my channel and gave me a dislike. I'm gonna hit the dislike. It doesn't matter, yo. Likes don't exist in real life. They don't. Likes and dislikes don't exist in real life. This is not Black Mirror where you're given like, what's it called? Oh, I forgot the episode. Oh my gosh. Like a rating. This is not Black Mirror where your life is based off a rating. It's not Black Mirror, so it doesn't matter. That's how I go against trolls. They just don't exist to me. Like I said, this is what I started saying to them. When they just go off and keep going on and on and on, I'll start saying, I think you're forgetting something. I'm Zeno on this channel. Poof, your comments are gone. I just erased their comments. Like, it just doesn't exist. So that's how I go after trolls. And I have one more person with about 14 questions. So let's see if I can get this, if I could finish this. Oh, shout out to you, James Ward, and thanks for your questions as well. Video Z Entertainment. First question. Who is your favorite Dragon Ball character? Vegeta. Favorite anime character overall is Vegeta. When did you start watching Dragon Ball? I started watching Dragon Ball when I was very young, probably like 9 or 10. And it's actually a funny story. I didn't have cable growing up, so I would come home. Now, my school got out, my elementary school was right around the block from my house. And my school got out at 3:15. So I'll come home and the cartoon block would be on. So the cartoon block would be 2 hours of cartoons. 30 minutes obviously each. So Pokemon would be on, then Yu-Gi-Oh would come on, and then Jackie Chan Adventures, and then something else. I don't remember what else. But that was the block. I would get home at maybe 3:20-ish, so I've already missed 10 minutes. Well, I've already missed 20 minutes of Pokemon at this point. So that all would come on, and then that would end, and then I would turn to Fox Kids. So Kids WB was the first channel. Now I would turn to Fox Kids, depending on whether or not it's reruns or not, depending on what I would watch. So if Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and all that were reruns, then I would watch Fox Kids. Fox Kids had Spider-Man the Animated Series, X-Men the animated series, Power Rangers or Beetleborgs, and then Goosebumps. That was what I would watch. So depending on whether or not it was reruns or not, depending on which channel I watch. But how I got into Dragon Ball was I didn't have cable. So one day, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to watch because all the cartoons were over. So this is when I thought anime was cartoons. And I remember changing to a Spanish channel like Telemundo or something like that, and Dragon Ball is on. A lot of people don't know that Dragon Ball is very popular in Latin America, like down south in the Spanish countries. So I watched it. Now the way they set up their cartoon lineup or their anime lineup was Dragon Ball 2 episodes, Dragon Ball Z 2 episodes, Dragon Ball GT 2 episodes. So I watched the entire series of Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball GT all in Spanish, and just read the subtitles. Watched the entire series, and that's how I got into Dragon Ball. And I was really young. I was like 10 years old. But yeah, that's how I got into it. First Dragon Ball video game, Final Bout, Dragon Ball GT Final Bout. What's your favorite Super Saiyan form? I really have absolutely no idea. Oh, yes, I do. Super Saiyan 4. Super Saiyan 4 is my favorite Super Saiyan form, hands down. What were your thoughts on GT? I thought GT had its good parts, but it was mostly bad. Again, Super Saiyan 4 was my favorite transformation, so I love Super Saiyan 4. That's what I love about GT. Super Saiyan 4. And Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta was dope. And also, believe it or not, I loved Vegeta's haircut. I think Vegeta's haircut looked pretty dope. Made him look younger, and it's what I would assume he looked like as a teenager. So I actually really enjoyed his haircut. I like his haircut. I would love it if Super came back and he had his haircut. I would love it. And I also liked his design, the clothing he was wearing. Final Shine. I love that attack. So yeah, that's what I liked about GT. The Dragon Ball character you hate the most. I don't hate any Dragon Ball characters. I don't hate any. People think I hate Goku. I don't hate Goku. It's so stupid. Like I said before, I watched the entire Dragon Ball series in Spanish. Vegeta wasn't even in Dragon Ball. So I don't hate Goku. Like, people think I hate Goku. I don't hate Goku. I don't like how he's written, though. And I'm not going to like how he's written until they fix it. It's just that simple. So you can think I hate him all you want. For the haters that come to this channel, you could think that all you want. I don't care. But I don't hate Goku. So I don't think I hate any Dragon Ball characters. So, if you had a wish from Shenron, what would it be? I don't know. Probably just to be stable for my rest of my life, not have to worry about nothing, not have to worry about no bills or nothing like that. Take care of my family. That's probably it. I really have no idea what I wish for Shenron. Other questions. What's your favorite color and why? Red. I told you red is my favorite color because of the Red Ranger. So that's my favorite color and why. iPhone or Android? Android. Come on, guys. I'm not on the hype train of the iPhone hype train, man. I'm not on that. You can't I'm not gonna get into it. But Android. Favorite class in school? Law. My law class in my senior high school. My senior high school has been doing, my school closed down, but was doing a mock trial every year for like 20-something years. And never did the prosecution never won. Every single time the defense always won. I was the lead prosecutor on the mock trial, and for the first time in school history, there was a mistrial. So we didn't win, but we didn't lose either. So law definitely was my class. Dream car, Mustang GT or Mustang Cobra. Whatever year it is. So if it's 2040, I want a 2046 Mustang GT or Mustang Cobra. I said 2040, 2046. If it's 2040, I want a 2041 Mustang GT Cobra. If you had a superpower, which would it be and why? Probably invisibility or some type of teleportation or time travel. Why? Because I know the cliche is I want to be invincible, but me, I don't want to be invincible. I want to die one day. And the reason why I want to die one day is because people don't understand that I'm sure being invulnerable and invincible and immortal will take its toll once you start seeing your family members die. Imagine having a child and you're 27 years old, having a child, and you watch your child grow to age 90 and die and go through it. I bet you're going to want to die then. So probably teleportation, invisibility, or time travel. What field do you want or specialize in for a career? Law. If you don't know, I applied for the CIA a couple of months ago, and I'm still waiting to see if I get into there. If I do, I'll let you guys know. What are your goals in life? Kind of like my question, like the question for Shinron. My goals are just to be stable, take care of my family, have children, watch them grow old myself, watch my wife grow old, and die. That's life. That's what happens. So yeah, those are my goals in life. Last question, and most important question of them all: who is your favorite superhero and sidekick? Batman and Robin. Why? Batman is my favorite comic book character of all time, hands down, no question about it. He's my favorite comic book character of all time. And if he's my favorite, I'm gonna go ahead and say Robin's my favorite sidekick, because Batman and Robin, what better duo is there in comics? Come on now, what better duo is there? I mean, I don't see anybody better than that. I just think they're dope. I love Batman. Also, matter of fact, that reminds me, for the Marvel versus DC question, before any Marvel fan guys going talk trash, let me remind you, if you don't know, out of my top 3 favorite comic book characters of all time, 2 of them are Marvel. One of them being T'Challa the Black Panther, the other one being Gabriel Summers, aka Vulcan. So, those out of the top 3 favorite comic book characters ever, 2 of them are Marvel. So I'm completely and utterly unbiased when it comes to that question. But yeah, so my favorite superhero and sidekick are indeed Batman and Robin. And that right there, shout out to you, Video Z Entertainment. Thanks for your questions. But that right there will end Q&A number 2. This video is 43 minutes long, and I don't even expect you guys to watch it, but if you have watched it to this point, shout out to you. You are the true and real MVP. Hit that like button because you're the best. But yeah, shout out to all you guys. Thank you all for your questions. My next Q&A will be at 300 subscribers if I ever get there. So thank you guys for your questions. Shout out to everyone who I gave shouts to in the beginning of the video. Matter of fact, shout out to the whole SimD'sReviews family. You guys is the family. I love you all. I do this stuff for you guys. I just stood here for 43 minutes holding a camera with one arm. And this is why I do it for you guys, man. So if you've made it to this point, shout out to you guys. I love you guys. Don't forget to hit that like, favorite, share, comment, subscribe, hit all them buttons, do everything you gotta do. Hit that little bell so you guys get my content first. And yes, that is it for this. Shout out to all you guys. I will keep you guys updated on what's gonna happen with the channel since Super is over. And yeah, that's it. Love you guys. Shout out to you all. I'm SimDCsReviews, and I'll holler at y'all later.